This is going to be a follow-up video to a video I did a long time ago about the Razer Blade Core and the Razer Blade Stealth laptop. The Core was a GPU dock that plugs into your laptop or computer or what have you and allows you to use a full-size GPU in a machine that normally wouldn't be able to use one, or you're just too lazy to slot a graphics card in your full-size desktop. And back then I said it wasn't a very good idea. It was too expensive, and because of Razer's quality, which is kind of suspect. Now, I've been using Razer products for a very long time. I use their mice, I use their keyboards, and I use them. I love them, they work. But when you start getting into more elaborate things with Razer, their quality tends to steeply decline. And that was one of my concerns with this, and especially at the price point it was at. And that's just the base model. The Stealth laptop was extremely expensive for what you were actually getting, and it just didn't seem like it was going to pay off. Well, about a year later, Louis Rossmann, a great YouTuber, I love him, you guys should watch him. He does Apple repair videos for Apple computers. I'm talking actually replacing the chips, rebuilding systems that are totally trashed by water damage or other types of things, and he does a very good job. He knows this stuff, he's very good at it, he has a business, this is his livelihood. So when he tore a Razer laptop apart, he realized how shockingly bad the quality is with these things, and that's what he's going to say in this video here. So Louis says that he is not actually a Razer expert. He knows Apple stuff, but he has a guest on his show that does know quite a bit about Razer products. And listen to what these two have to say about these products.
So today we have on PB Henry 3. He has his own YouTube channel, and he is the one who figured out why the Razer laptops have motherboards that randomly fail. So I thought it would be cool to have him on to discuss this, since a lot of people have been asking me about it, and I said I don't know because I don't work on these machines. So let's see what he has to say.
All right.
Okay, so first of all, which Razer Blade is it that you figured out has a problem where the motherboard just randomly fails? Which model was that?
Well, actually, it's like every model Razer, but the one I found the MOSFETs issue on was the Razer Blade 2014.
So the Razer Blade 2014. So what fails? What is that for? And what do you do to fix it?
Well, before we get into that, I just wanted to say for anyone who's considering buying a Razer, I would highly suggest you do a little bit of research on your own and look on the forums, and you will see that there's not just a particular issue Razer that's failing and having problems. There are problems across the board, literally, with the Razer Blade 14, the Razer Blade Stealth, and the Razer Blade Pro. In fact, I was just watching a video the other day on the newest Razer Blade Pro 2016, which kept getting recurrent blue screens. Mm-hmm. And usually just blue screens is usually something like a simple driver issue. But the weird thing about this was the blue screen error was related to the drives. Mm-hmm. And the Razer Blade Pro 2016 uses two PCI Express SSDs in a RAID 0 array. And what someone saw was that one of the drives was running significantly hotter than the other one. So it was thermal throttling way down. And as you know, in a RAID 0 array, you're limited by the speed of the slowest drive in the array. So the other one would have to lower its speed as well to compensate. And they were just speculating that that could be a possible cause for the blue screen errors.
Okay, so you're saying that they have two drives inside the machine, and one of those drives actually runs hotter than the other one to the point of throttling.
Yeah, and they're speculating that was causing the blue screen, since the one drive was throttling way down and the other would have to compensate for it in the RAID 0 setup that they're running.
Now, is this because of ventilation, or are they using two different model drives, or why is it that one drive is running hotter than the other?
I believe they're using Samsung 950 Pro NVMe drives in the Blade Pro 2016. I think it's just due to the placement of the drives on the board that made one run way hotter than the other one.
Okay, so wow. So this isn't even an issue with the 2014. Even going forward, they have something with every single year.
Yeah, it seems so. And like I said, this is with the Pro 2016, which actually starts around $3,800, I believe.
Jesus. Okay. So, now, with the one that the first thing that got me to start looking at this was, I'm going to show it on a camera here in a second, is I have a heatsink to one of the Razer blades here. This is like, $1,200, $1,500 machine, and as you can see, I can literally break this with my finger now. So
And that's really been my point all along. This stuff is extremely expensive for what you're actually getting. And yeah, everybody wants the game on the go, but that's not the point here. You're buying an extremely expensive piece of tech that doesn't have the quality behind it. It's something that I've stressed from the very start, and people went in the comment section and they just tore me up. They called me every name under the sun.
What a strange person. Now look here, my good man. I don't want to talk to you no more, you empty-headed animal food trough whopper. I fart in your general direction. Your mother was a hamster, and your father smelt of elderberries.
They made it really, really personal, just about hardware. It's kind of like the console wars where if you say Nintendo's bad, people lose their shit. But I had a sound argument with sound reasoning behind it, and people refused to listen. I guess maybe you just have to let the experts weigh in on this type of stuff. And because I don't tear motherboards apart all the time and repair them, I can't go into intricate details of what's gonna fail and what isn't gonna fail. I don't have the quality control results of what these machines do. I couldn't give you guys that type of a video, but I can give you a little bit of insight, and that's what I did. I was just giving insight, and it looks like my insight was right. Razer has problems with pretty much all their laptops going all the way back to 2014, and not just the cheap ones, the expensive ones too. These are the ones that are supposed to be replacing your desktop when you're at home and you don't feel like using your desktop. These are the ones that are supposed to be replacing your high-end gaming laptop and stuff like that for gaming on the road. And a lot of people were saying that, well, they don't want to game, they want to use these for productivity. They want to use them for rendering 3D stuff. They want to use them for rendering videos, those types of things. I mean, if you really need that much rendering power, why are you doing it with a laptop? Why not just do it with a desktop? How much time are you really going to be saving by having a GPU connected to your machine? Are you going to be saving maybe 25%? And your machine's being utilized with a rendering task. What else are you going to be doing? Are you just rendering video after video after video? And at that point, why don't you just bring a desktop along with you? If you're a professional and this is your job, how can you trust your business on this shoddy of hardware? And why wouldn't you just bring a gaming laptop with a 1080 in it? I think they're running 1080s these days. I might be wrong about that. And yeah, that's not going to be the same type of horsepower as a desktop, but it's still much better than hauling around an extra box with a GPU in it. And then you have to deal with Razer software, which, I mean, come on. Have you guys ever used Razer Synapse? It is a piece of dog shit. Anyway, so the jury's in, and these machines are not all they're cracked up to be. And I knew a lot of people were really hyped about these. I think that's why they were so upset with me. They were extremely hyped that these were gonna be the next step in gaming, or the next step in video editing, or 3D rendering, or what have you. I really don't think they are. And I don't think they sold very well. They don't even post sales numbers anywhere. And I only know one person in my personal life that has ever bought one of these, and he doesn't even use it anymore, and he's thinking about putting it on eBay to get rid of it. So that's my point, guys. Don't buy into the hype. Relax your asses. Relax your titties. You don't want to get them all twisted up and get them in a bunch. Not every step forward in tech is going to be a lasting one, and I just don't think this one is either. I think companies like Asus are going to do a lot better in terms of giving a quality product out to the people. Now, Asus isn't perfect. I've had a lot of Asus products over the years, much more than I have Razer products, and generally they're better, but their software is only slightly better than Razer software, and that's an honest opinion. That is coming from personal experience. Razer stuff is terrible, and Asus stuff is just a teeny bit better. I still have many issues with Asus software. Anyway, take it easy, everybody. I'm probably going to get a ton of hate. I don't even care. Just put it down in the comment section. I'll probably reply to you as long as you're civil, and you're not like one of those spam accounts that's already been flagged by YouTube, so you automatically go to the spam folder. All right, see ya.